viewers, my name is Adam and this is Seeking Me Productions bringing you another trailer review. In this video, I'll be discussing the teaser trailer for House of the Dragon Season 3. So, House of the Dragon, that had one of the best first seasons, on television in recent memory. And when Season 2 came around, I didn't enjoy most of that season, but it was very evident as it went on that it was very much a victim of the two major strikes that happened during that production. So last moment it was basically it felt dragged out because none of the writers could really go back in and revise, and clearly there's always when it comes to a lot of strikes, the powers that be, the many executives and anyone who's in charge of the show, they have conflicts with how the direction to go about it. Now, when it came push to shove, as we know, that it was a plan for 10 episodes, but season 2 ended up being 8, cutting out what would have been a more of an explosive finale. Ended up being just more setup for this upcoming season. Man, that was, well, whatever how you perceive season 2, no matter what, Game of Thrones, until this day, even with the more smaller scope series of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, it is appointment television no matter what, and it really is driving up discussion on a weekly basis, something that HBO always prevails at, usually. But for season 3, what we're seeing here is the promise of that big explosive battle that we were anticipating, the Battle of the Gullet, that very sea-fearing battle. It's supposed to be the bloodiest sea rage war fight in Westeros history, as documented in the Fire and Blood book. We are knee-deep into the Dying of the Dragons arc of that storyline, so we should expect essentially just a domino effect of amounts and amounts of tragedy to unfold here. I see in this trailer, not only is the Battle of the Gullet teased here, but possibly another major battle that should bookend this season. Battle of the Gullet should open this season, hopefully in the first episode, so it can bring back whatever ill will that most people thought season 2 lacked, or in most case, most likely season episode 2. Really hoping for it to be the premiere episode though. But what I want to discuss here in this trailer review is what to expect with adaptations. Now, when it comes to translating anything from the source material, there should be an expectations that not everything is going to be an exact one-to-one adaptation. And very few times that works exceptionally well. Fire and Blood is a different story because it's already finished, so I can understand the frustration of adapting House of the Dragon from that story. It should be much more closer to what happened, but what my understanding is that the story that is being adapted from House of the Dragon is that the biggest difference is the perspective is how it's told. Clearly, for this to be a narrative drama, it has to be adapted from a more personal character point of view. The book Fire and Blood is more objective point of view. Well, he said, she said, narrative being played out. So it should be it should be understood that the context of certain moments that happen in that book will change. But I do think that at the final day of the product, we shouldn't see any contentions behind the scenes being played out on the final product. It does nobody any favors to have such a public heated dispute, because at the end of the day, this is like a big project and a lot of jobs, a lot of stakes is involved here. Hopefully there comes a time, hopefully some form of resolution with George R. Martin and the showrunner and also HBO in itself can be resolved to have more of a productive production that's done and executed well, and hopefully season 3 is able to pull in the weight what was essentially just major setup from season 2. United Seven Kingdoms, if you're going to pay attention on this channel, I will have a review for that once that series is done. But here's hoping that we can maintain some level of positive or at least productive discourse going forward here when House of the Dragon returns in June. So that's how I review. That's how I feel about this upcoming season of House of the Dragon, season 3. My name is Adam, and this has been a Seeking Me Productions. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and comment below. How did you feel about the very contentious dispute between the George R. R. Martin and HBO, Warner Bros., and also the main showrunner of right now, Ryan Condal? Let's see how if this can be like have fun on a weekly basis like we usually have of major HBO Sundays. Let's discuss. You can also check us on other social media outlets of Threads, Instagram, and Letterboxd for other discussions we don't necessarily post on this channel. Again, this has been Seeking Me Productions. See you.